market continues to fluctuate as it has through most of the year, but our next guest has kept a close watch and has stayed on top of the latest changes.
Well, certified financial planner and president of Shakiba Capital, Trevor Shakiba, is sharing 5 tips to keep in mind when it comes to your finances and the market. Hey, Trevor, happy Friday. Great to see you.
Yeah, great to see you guys.
Okay, well, let's get started. We talk about the stock market. We are now excited because the Dow is back at, what, 27,000?
Yeah, actually a little bit higher than that, which is stunning. If you remember, just 4 or 5 months ago, we had gone down 35% in basically 1 month. So here's my main message to everyone out there is don't let your guard down. I know everybody is happy that the market has recovered and you're basically, or you should be back where you were January 1, as long as you didn't panic or change anything. But look, 2020 is not over. There is still an election, and obviously we're still dealing with COVID and some heightened tensions with China. So I just want to, I'm not trying to sound the alarm, but 2020 is not over. So just make sure you've got your risk tolerance and your allocation where it needs to be.
That 27,000 number is pretty staggering considering where we were back in March, Trevor. Let's talk about what this uncertainty means, because as you mentioned, during an election year, the market does not like an election. The last go round in a general election, we had 11 days of the market being down in 2016 leading up. Now we're about 100 days out from the election. So what do we do? Should we just sit and watch and clench our teeth?
Well, I don't know about that, but a lot of times doing nothing is better than doing anything else related to emotion. And so the main point here is that, remember, uncertainty is what the market hates more than anything. And I think the last election is a great example. I'm glad you brought that up, because we actually remember that. I remember coming in the next day after the election, the market had gone down 11 straight days because of that uncertainty. And uncertainty is going to ramp back up without question because of the election. There's going to be all sorts of things that are still going to happen. So bottom line there is don't be surprised, have the right expectations. But I think let's talk about what you should do. That's definitely my next point. Let's think through that and talk a little bit about risk tolerance.
Okay, Trevor, and let's do that, because you say this is the area basically where we should spend the most time, I guess, in the energy, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think we never spend enough time here. You do a 1-page risk tolerance questionnaire, check off a few boxes, forget about it. What I think is you need to really think through, especially after what we've been through with the market all over the place, is how did you do? Is your risk tolerance aligned with what you're trying to achieve? And spend a little bit more time to see what your portfolio did in the worst possible outcome, the best, and maybe what's going to happen on average. That's what you should do, and now's the time to do it. The market's recovered. So, we were waiting and waiting. It recovered quick. Now's the time to reallocate and rebalance.
Trevor, your next tip is to be cautious with new money. What do you mean by that?
Well, look, right now, it's very different than what it was 4 or 5 months ago when the markets overall were down 35%. And, we talked about this might be the time to put new money in the market aggressively. If you just got a severance package, an inheritance, heck, if you just won the lottery, you need to be careful about just dumping all of your money into the market right now because how quickly it's recovered. So what I'm advocating here is not market timing. I'm not advocating that at all. What I'm saying is if you have a lot of new money, you may want a dollar cost average, put a certain amount in every month, and just make sure you're patient as we have a lot of uncertainty still ahead.
And as we start to tick towards election day, of course, less than 100 days, you say have a plan, but keep focused, stay in your lane, don't get distracted.
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite thing to say on here, as y'all know, have a plan. If you have a plan, then you're focused on what's most important, which should be your long-term financial goals. Don't get distracted, have the right expectations. Look, it's going to be a crazy next 3 months with the election. So just stay the course, be aware, go meet with your professional or find a good CFP and create a plan if you don't have one. And then let's hopefully get through 2020.
We can do it. Trevor Shakiba, thanks so much for your time. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
And as always, if you would like to connect with Trevor, you can visit ShakibaCapital.com.